Welcome back, my Bear fanatics. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I've been gone a little longer than I've been wanting to, a little under the weather, but that's okay. Today, we're going to talk about the latest going on in the running back room up in Halas Hall and what we could expect going into the 2023 season as David Montgomery has gone his separate way. And there it is, one of the fan favorites. David Montgomery has decided to join the NFC North favorites, the Detroit Lions, as he has agreed to a 3-year deal, $18 million, making him the 16th highest paid running back currently in the NFL and taking his talents up to Detroit. What does that mean for Chicago? What does that mean for Ryan Poles in our locker room here as he is now going to be with our opponents, facing them twice a year. You guys know, man, he did a lot of work for the Bears. He's a guy that showed up week in and week out. Hard to take down. He actually put up some good numbers against Detroit, and I think Detroit kind of remembered that. So they definitely wanted him to be a part of what they have going on over there with DeAndre Swift. David Montgomery will leave Chicago with 3,609 yards on the ground for his 4 years here and 26 touchdowns. This is all rushing stats with his time here in Chicago. He only rushed for 1,000 yards one time here in 2020. However, he did accumulate 1,000 yards from scrimmage all 4 seasons. We all know that he's a guy that can catch out of the backfield. However, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have something else in mind as they have decided to not bring him back and making way for another fan favorite running back, Khalil Herbert, the young man coming out of the 2021 draft pick, sixth round draft pick, 217th overall, was able to make a splash last year under Luke Getsy's system as he carried the ball 129 yards in 13 games, getting 731 yards, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. Played really well under this scheme. Many people thought he is the guy for this scheme, and we could see it. We could see it for sure. The perk on him is that you're able to get that backfield duties done with only paying him $3.6 million value under his 4-year contract as a rookie since he was a late round pick. One thing that I'm noticing as Ryan Poles and even Ian Cunningham are together on this is they have their fingerprints written all over this. If you look, Ryan Poles comes from the Kansas City Chiefs, Ian Cunningham from the Philadelphia Eagles. One thing that they do have in common is that they don't really pay their running backs. And Ryan Poles stuck to his guns. He's not going to. He hasn't. And even with the addition of Dante Foreman, still not paying him much. And he is being patient. Those two could be a number one, number two punch. I think they're going to duel it out. Who could be the number one running back? Honestly, I'm not too sure. Both running backs are really similar. They could play really good. They could both hit the home run play. It's going to be interesting to see. Definitely could expect to see a rookie running back added in this draft as well, because I don't believe Travis Homer is going to be much of a factor, at least when it comes to the backfield. More of a special teams type of guy. But regardless, what we're seeing here is that Ryan Poles is not paying too much for that position. It's unfortunate because we all know it's an important position. However, many teams, just like Ryan, don't value it so much, so high, and won't reward that position as much as you would like to see those guys get paid because they definitely do deserve it. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the blueprint. And this quote unquote cheap route is going to be good enough to still do what you need to do on the ground. You still have Justin Fields. You still have an opportunity to be a top rushing offense in the league, top 10 easily with these guys, depending on what we do later on in the draft. And with that said, what else did the Ryan Poles Bears decide to do? They decided to bring in a 5-year veteran, Donta Foreman, third round draft pick earlier in his career. Unfortunately for him, I believe it was his rookie season. He did end up tearing his Achilles. It's been some time though, and he's gotten better over that time. He did spend some time with the Titans in Tennessee. The Chicago Titans seem to be making way here. At least some people are just messing around, calling it that. But regardless, when you bring in Donta Foreman, who is a home run hitter, man. Ever since Christian McCaffrey got traded last year, weeks 7 through 18, he was able to get you 5 games with 100 yards. He did finish the 2022 season in Carolina with 203 carries, 914 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. The guy did come over here. He did say he's coming for that number one job. And guess what, man? That competition only makes the locker room better. Khalil Mack and Donta Foreman definitely can duel it out. I like both. I like both guys, and we'll see who gets the starting position. I do believe it's going to be Herbert, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Either way, you're bringing him in on a cheap deal. 1 year, 2 million, only 1 million guaranteed. He's a one-cut running back that can just go upfield and make some plays for you. He did spend 2 years in Houston, and then 2 years behind Derrick Henry in Tennessee before landing in Carolina. So you got to look at it like, if you're him, you probably look at it like, you know, it's your time. You can definitely be the guy here in Chicago. Regardless, it's a win for the Chicago Bears. Both those guys in the backfield are going to be good for you. Foreman did see the fourth most runs versus stacked boxes, a total of 60, and still averaged 4.5 yards per carry. So now that he has a quarterback like Justin Fields with the little RPO action, it's definitely going to make way and help him out. What are the Bears going to do? What are we going to do with the rest of that running back room? A lot of fans are saying they want Bijan. I'm sorry. They want Bijan Robinson with that ninth overall pick. My question to you is, leave that comment below. Would you like to see Bijan Robinson in the Bears uniform, or do you trade down and still add him to this locker room for the future? What would you like to see? We'll talk about it. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications on our latest videos. Thank you again for tuning in, and bear down.